Welcome back to the Hour of Power, friends. I hope you're having a really, really great time exploring the different things that we have in this month's theme, food around the world. I have two really fun books to show you. The first one is called Magic Ramen. Have you ever had ramen? Oh my goodness, I love ramen. It's such a yummy food. And ramen is from Japan. I also have a book called Dim Sum for Everyone. And dim sum is a food that's from China. So I'm going to read you both of these books today. And I'm going to give you a secret code at the end of this video. So listen until the end. Magic Ramen, the story of Momofuku Ando. Momofuku Ando picked his way through the rubble on his way home from work. Even though World War II had ended over a year ago, much of Osaka, Japan lay in ruins. So this story takes place, the setting, remember the characters and then the setting, then we do from the beginning, middle, and end to do our five-finger summary. So we already know that the main character's name is Momofuku Ando, and so that's the main character, and then the setting is that this story takes place in Japan after World War II in Osaka, Japan. You can see here, look at the rubble. Do you see? Rubble is a word that means when buildings have been broken down. So there was a lot of bombing that happened in Japan during World War II, and you can see here there's rubble, or buildings that have been broken down. Across the street, a long line of people wound down the sidewalk. It was winter and they shivered in their ragged clothes. What are they waiting for? Ando wondered. At the head of the line, billows of steam rose from a shack. Inside, a man was selling ramen noodle soup. Bad harvests, rationing, and war had made food scarce. The poor ate grass and bark to survive. Orphans scrounged through garbage for something to eat. Those lucky enough to have some money waited for hours and paid outrageous prices for a meager bowl of ramen. You can see they're all waiting in line. Ando went home, but he couldn't forget the hungry people. The world is peaceful only when everyone has enough to eat, he realized. Ando decided that food would be his life's work. He started a business making salt. He caught and dried fish. He created nutritious food for people who were sick. With every new product, every new job, and every new business, Ando thought about the line of starving people. He thought about them for over 10 years. Then one of Ando's business deals ended badly. He was penniless. Once again, and Ando remembered the thin and hungry people. Wouldn't it be wonderful, he thought, if whole families could have noodles whenever they wanted? No more waiting in line in the cold, no more high prices, no more empty stomachs. He dreamed about a new kind of ramen. His ramen wouldn't be like other noodles. It would be more nutritious. In a shed in his backyard, Ando mixed flour, salt, and water together. He added eggs. He added powdered milk. He even added spinach. Nothing worked. The noodles were too crumbly, or too sticky, or too lumpy. Ando kept experimenting with different ingredients. Ingredients is a fancy word for the things that you put together to make food. One day, he cranked the handle of his noodle-making machine and tested the noodles that came out. They didn't crumble or stick or lump. It was just the right kind of mixture of ingredients. Ando realized the key to preparation of food is balance. This reminds me of our STEM project where you can cook. But what was ramen without soup? Ando remembered the cold and hungry people. Chicken soup warmed up cold bodies, but it took hours to make. His ramen would be tasty and easy to cook. The simple addition of hot water would release flavor from the noodles and turn it into hot chicken soup. He kept experimenting. He used chicken soup to make the dough. He brushed the seasonings onto the noodles. He dipped the noodles into the soup. Once again, nothing worked. The noodles were too brittle, or too soft, or too soggy. Ando kept experimenting with different methods. One day he sprinkled the noodles with soup from a watering can, then tossed and separated them. The noodles soaked up the soup and dried. It was just the right procedure. A procedure is how you do things. He added hot water to the dried noodles and stirred. The water now tasted like soup. But the noodles were too tough. They still had to be cooked on a stove. Ando remembered the tired and hungry people. He wanted his ramen to be fast and convenient. It could be made with hot water in a very few minutes. Perhaps people should be able to make it anywhere, anytime. Day after day, Ando experimented. Night after night, he failed. Month after month, he kept trying. Nothing worked. One night, Ando watched his wife Masako fry tempura. She coated vegetables and seafood in a batter and dropped them into hot oil. The water in the batter evaporated and left tiny holes in the now crunchy coating. He stared at the tempura. The batter was made from flour and water, just like his noodles. Yatta! He cried. That's it! He raced to his shed and threw some noodles into a pot of hot oil. They sizzled and popped and crisped. Ando scooped the fried noodles out of the oil and into a bowl. He added hot water and waited. The water seeped into the tiny holes and softened the noodles. Two minutes later, he plunged a pair of chopsticks into the bowl. He stirred and slurped. The noodles were tender and chewy. They floated in a bowl of hot and tasty soup. After a year of trying, Ando had finally done it. He had invented instant ramen. And this is the ramen that we make today. If you've ever had Top Ramen, it was Ando's creation. Ando worked hard to make enough instant ramen to sell. The whole family pitched in. Masako, Suma, Koki, and even little Akemi. Ando gave demonstrations. He poured hot water. He waited 2 minutes. Maho no ramen, the astonished customers exclaimed. Magic ramen. And look at this package. Even looks like the package we get at the grocery store. Do you see that? Soon, everyone was eating Ando's ramen. Poor people, children, busy workers, even royalty. Ando's ramen was nutritious, tasty, and convenient. Thin, cold, tired, and hungry people ate it and felt better. Ando smiled. Peace follows from a full stomach, he said. Ever since, Momofuku Ando and his backyard invention have fostered peace, one bowl of noodles at a time. Have you ever had Top Ramen before? Okay, and so there is some information here, an afterword, an author's note, and a pronunciation guide, which probably would have helped me better pronounce these Japanese words. But isn't that a fun book? And look at, now you can see the different kinds of ramen. I love cup of noodles. That's one of my favorite. But I also like the packaged ramen. And I love ramen from a restaurant. Sometimes they put an egg in it, and it's delicious. So that is Magic Ramen. I have one more book, Dim Sum. And dim sum is a food that comes from China. Dim sum for everyone. This is a board book. Dim sum has many little dishes. So the ramen book was from China or from Japan. This book is from China. Little dishes on carts, little dishes on tables. Mama picks little dishes of sweet pork buns. Baba chooses little dishes of fried shrimp. Gigi wants turnip cakes. Maymay wants sweet tofu. I like little egg tarts. We eat a little bit of everything. That's what dim sum is. It's little tiny dishes that you can mix and have together to make a whole meal. Everyone eats a little bit of everything. Now there are empty little dishes. Okay, dim sum for everyone. And that book is from China. The last thing I want to show you, because we were talking about two different countries in the continent of Asia. So Japan is in Asia. China is also in Asia. And then a few years ago, I had a student that was from Korea, and he brought me this beautiful set of dolls from Korea. Aren't they pretty? So I wanted to show you that. I have quite a collection of dolls. Do you collect things? I'm wondering, what do you have a collection of? A collection is when you have more than one of the same kind of thing and they kind of go together. So I have a collection of dolls. I have dolls from all around the world. These ones again are from Korea. Okay, I have a secret code word for you today. The secret code word is delicious or delicioso in Spanish. So I want you to write the word delicious or the word delicioso. You might need some help with spelling that word. I want you to write your name, your teacher's name, and slip it into the box at school, and you'll get a prize. I also want to tell you that I have another secret code this week hidden somewhere in our website. Make sure you visit Lettertown and Word Games and Tongue Twisters, and also some of the other parts of our Food Around the World. So go visit Family Fun or Fun Links. Go visit the STEM activity or STEAM activity that's cooking. Go visit our read alouds that are in the theme of Food Around the World, and see if you can find the other secret code word. I'll see you next time. And guess what? Next week, we are back with a new theme. Do you have any guesses what our theme is going to be for next month? Let's see if you're right. See if you have any guesses. I'll see you next time, kids. Bye.